Good morning. I would like to welcome parents, grandparents, friends, and family to the graduation ceremony for the North Surry High School class of 2021. Also at this time, please join me in welcoming our special guest today, Chairman of the Surry County Board of Education, Dr. Terry Mosley, Vice Chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Clark Goins, Board members Mr. Early Coe, Mr. Dale Badgett, and Ms. Mamie Sutphin. Our Surry County School Superintendent, Dr. Travis Reeves, Assistant Superintendents, Dr. Deanne Danley, and Mr. Kevin Vine. We are gathered here at this place on this beautiful morning to celebrate an accomplishment that will last a lifetime. Each member of the class of 2021 before me today is completing a wonderful 13-year journey on his or her life. Our ceremony today will provide a fitting conclusion to the beginning of a new world for each of these young people before me. Parents, grandparents, family members, faculty and staff, and special guests state in our great nation as they embark on their own unique journey. Collectively, the 163 members of the class of 2021 have left an impressive mark on the history of North Surry High School. At this time, I would like to share some statistics with you about these graduating seniors. 77% of our senior class is planning on furthering their education after high school. 23% will be enrolled at a four-year college or university. 54% will be enrolled at a two-year college. 14% of our senior class is planning to enter the workforce. 3% of the senior class plan to join one of the branches of the military. 6% of the senior class have other plans after graduation. 36 of our senior class have a weighted of a GPA of 4.0 or higher. 76 students of the senior class have a weighted GPA of 3.0 or higher. 40 students in the senior class have been recognized as North Carolina Academic Scholar graduates. 17 students in the senior class have been recognized as summa cum laude graduates. 19 students in the senior class have been recognized as magna cum laude graduates. 21 students in the senior class have been recognized as cum laude graduates. 48 students in the senior class are members of the National Honor Society. 71 students in the senior class are members of the National Technical Honor Society. As of today, the grand total of scholarship monies offered to the graduating class of 2021 is $2,312,500. As you can see, the class of 2021 is an outstanding group of young people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker for the commencement exercise today. Mr. Isaac Riggs is the son of Eric and Ann Riggs. Mr. Riggs is a student body president and has been an active member of the student council since his freshman year. He is a 2021 drum major in the band and has been in band for all 4 years. He is a member of the cross country, track, varsity basketball, and golf teams. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the National Technical Honor Society. Mr. Riggs is an active member of Highland Park Church, participating in youth and playing drums in the praise band. Mr. Riggs will be attending Honorary University in Hickory, where he will major in biology to begin his studies becoming a dentist. He plans to run cross country and track, as well as play in the band at Lenore Ryan. Please welcome Mr. Isaac Riggs.
Thank you, Dr. Badgett. Good morning. I'm Isaac Riggs, and it has been my honor and pleasure to serve as Vice President of my class throughout my time here and as the Student Body President of the 2020-2021 school year. I would first like to thank my wonderful teachers and principals from all over Surry County who made my kindergarten through 12th grade year special. I would also like to thank my extraordinary parents, brother, sister, and family for all they have sacrificed over the years. I truly would not be the person I am today without each and every one of them. As I began to think about what to write, various ideas came to my head. Maybe I could go with the one big thank you route, or maybe the comical speech. Just saying my name, Isaac, does mean laughter. My parents got that one right. But the reoccurring thought I had was that I did not want this to just be another speech or one that was easily forgotten. I wanted it to mean something and be a true reflection of something I am deeply passionate about. The lesson, theme, or main idea, whatever Miss Golding, Edwards, or Miss Combs told me to call it, I decided to go with was simply be kind to everyone you meet. This is not a revolutionary idea, but it is one that is rarely executed with fidelity. Everyone, and I do mean everyone, deserves a measure of respect. Kindness is not always common. We are all created in God's image. The act of kindness or showing respect does not have to be something society sees as heroic or even noteworthy. It may be something simple, like a smile or hey, how are you? You never know what someone is going through or how their day has been. What I do know is that a small act of kindness can be meaningful. My first major eye-opener came when I was only 5 years old. At a very young age, I embarked on my first mission trip to Ecuador. We stayed in the capital of Quito, a more modern city with running water and more safety. We performed stick dramas to entertain and outreach to the locals. Then our group would distribute information and basic necessities to people in enormous open-air marketplaces. During both trips, we primarily focused on areas outside the city. Quichua Indians inhabited these remote mountain villages among the clouds. In these areas, we held vacation Bible schools for kids and adults alike. The Quichuas appreciated our efforts. The first big eye-opener about kindness came when the Quichuas came to help us with our things in the city. They wanted to help us move some of our gear. The hotel manager would not allow them to set foot in the hotel. When my dad and the pastor inquired why, the response was, why should we? Why were we wasting our time? They were like animals with no soul. Can you imagine someone being viewed as soulless with nothing to offer society? Where was the kindness? Something kind of clicked after my dad explained that, and I knew I needed to show kindness to everyone. Years later, I'm in the Dominican Republic. We visited orphanages and schools trying to maximize our efforts. We were introduced to one orphanage that rescued small children from what was basically a city of waste. Waste would be brought to this large area and people would fight, sometimes to the death, over scraps. Just 2 weeks before we arrived, a man had lost his life to another man fighting over the scraps from a bag of Cheetos. Where was the kindness? It was hard for me to even process. On a trip that had my emotions soaring after playing Duck Duck Goose with kids in an orphanage and then riding a burro for the first time, I realized in a very real way, if you try to spread love, kindness, and joy, you will face obstacles. It may be others hindering you, it may be unforeseen circumstances, and sometimes it is just trying to get out of your own way. On one particular day, we drove and saw miles and miles of sugarcane fields. After about an hour of driving, we saw a clearing up ahead. When I say poor, I mean this village was poor. The inhabitants weren't even recognized by the government for tax purposes. When we arrived, we started setting up our music, handing out pamphlets written in Spanish, etc. Our pastor spoke and a crowd gathered. We prayed and began to perform our stick dramas. How could or why would anything try to stop us from doing the right thing? We were showing kindness. About the middle of the way through our second drama, a witch doctor with a flaming stick circled us. Not kidding, a witch doctor. He began walking around each person in the group, and the stick burned as he cast spells on us. So I realized then and there that no matter where you show kindness, someone will oppose your efforts. Through these trips and other events, I realized every single kid was like me. We were just separated by geography. Although these people did not have much of anything at all compared to our worldly standards, they still showed kindness to me and the individuals in my group. The ironic thing is, when you go on these mission trips, the sole purpose is to help others. But in the end, it is you who has been helped the most. Your perspective on life just can't be the same. Of course, there are lessons right here at home and situations we can affect for the better. Chances to show kindness and compassion are all around. In 4th grade, I had a teacher who became one of the most significant people to ever come into my life. She showed me kindness by example. That teacher was Jamie Martin. Miss Martin taught me many lessons that stuck with me. And if you know Miss Martin, you know she has a big personality. And the only thing bigger about her is her heart. The more you are around, the more you see how our intentions always promote love and kindness. She has said a lot of things to me over the years, but one consistent theme stuck out over the course of my 4th grade year. I was taught and realized the need to edify others. I should build people up and not tear them down. Once again, very basic, but extremely powerful if performed correctly. At Franklin Elementary, I had a best friend named Karan Goodwin. Some of you may remember him. Karan was homeless. His mom had many struggles which affected her family in a direct way. He often came to class unkept, hungry, and tired. My family and Miss Martin decided to take care of him in every way possible. I invited him to sleepovers, helped him with his schoolwork, and treated him like a brother. We were inseparable. Through kindness, two unlike people became brothers, and through the example set by Jamie Martin, my parents, and others in that school, I was shown a true example of kindness and the immeasurable impact it can have on someone. Fast forward to my high school years. I've spoken about the planned, prolonged acts of kindness, but I also want to touch on the small things, or the idea of random acts of kindness. High school from the outside has been pretty picture perfect for me. I participated in tons of extracurriculars, made friends, played sports, and even conducted the band. But there were various lows, or points that made it not so great. Something someone may not know about me is yes, I've been bullied. I've been called hurtful names, had not so nice rumors spread about me, and even chocolate milk poured on my head in the cafeteria room. Although these things are bad, I'm able to speak about them now because it is not these things that define my years here at North Surry. Instead, it was the caring, generous, and once again, kind people and their acts that I remember. It was a random compliment. It was a teacher asking me about anything other than grades. It was Mr. McCraw talking with me as I ate his food in his office. It was someone taking the time to smile and to say hello, Mr. President. For some reason, that brightens my day every time. But the important thing to note is that I remember those times. The small positive and negative things get remembered. So it is your choice to decide which you will be associated with. As I conclude, I want us to know that the small things matter. Try to have a positive impact on someone's day. We as regular people do not always have to give enormous amounts of money or perform amazing acts of generosity, but can simply be kind and do the little things. This will have the biggest impact, sometimes more than you know. The class of 2021 has reached this huge milestone, and I want to end my speech with some small yet meaningful quotes from our childhood that sum it up for me today. Enjoy the journey. Life is a highway, and explore to infinity and beyond. Don't give up. Just keep swimming. Don't be so hard on yourself, and as Hannah Montana says, nobody's perfect. Do not worry for the rest of your days, and remember, Hakuna Matata. And finally, chase your dreams. And one of mine was speaking at graduation, and ending with this from Troy Bolton. North Surry is a place where teachers encourage us to break the status quo and define ourselves as we choose. North Surry is having friends we will keep for the rest of our lives, and that means we really are all in this together. Once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound. Thank you.
Earning both his associates in arts and science degrees. While attending Surry Community College, he made the president's list both his junior and senior years for 4 semesters. He has also served as the SGA Student Body President at Surry Community College. Mr. Jessup is an active member of the Mount Airy Wesleyan Church. He will be attending the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill, where he will major in economics and mathematics, then pursuing a career in law. Please welcome Mr. James Jessup.
Thank you, Dr. Badgett. Hello, everyone. I'm James Jessup, and I've had the honor of serving as the senior class president for North Surry High School over the past year. In that year, we have all been absorbed during the life of COVID-19. The terms unprecedented times and flattening the curves have been constantly reiterated to us, where it's almost our daily lives now. More than likely, when we are able to recall what our time at North Surry High School has been, we will think of COVID-19. Nevertheless, just because we've assimilated into life during COVID-19, that does not mean that our time and education here has been any less valuable. Despite all the challenges we had to go through to get here today, we are still sitting here today. While I cannot speak for everyone, I know I've made some great connections within the past 4 years. Under the guidance of instructors such as Myra Combs and Darren Atkins, I have been able to find my genuine interest in academia. My education at North Surry High School will not be defined by the circumstances of the last year, or by simple classroom experiences either. Malcolm X once said, "Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today." It is such a wonderful thing to know that everybody here today is taking the necessary steps to ensure that our future truly belongs to us. Regardless of the path taken to get here today, we sit here humbled to be part of such a great tradition and a celebration of our successes. When I go home this evening, I will not regret the things I have or have not done in the past. Quite frankly, I won't even be concerned with what you think about my speech. For moreover, I will be concerned with what I do from here. One thing that I've learned over the past 4 years is how to live for happiness. In my opinion, one of the greatest indicators of development around the world is the happiness we all experience in our daily lives. For without this very basic experience, we lack what we need to live a full and fulfilling life. My hope is that I, along with all of you, can take the necessary steps to ensure our happiness in the future, for our time and success here has opened a wide variety of doors and opportunities to us all. However, it would be a great disservice if I did not speak what else I'm feeling today. It has been 1,827 days since the death of a good friend, not only to me, but many of us here today. A little over 5 years ago, we had to say, I'm sorry guys. A little over 5 years ago, we had to say goodbye to not only a great friend to me, but many of us as well. He was not only a great friend, but a great student. So to be completely honest, I do feel a little bit guilt sitting here today, even though Brady isn't. Nevertheless, it is without a doubt that Brady is still with us every day, watching over us, and I know he'd be proud of all the accomplishments we've accumulated over the past 5 years. Finally, one of my only requests to the class of 21 is this. Do not be afraid to take risks. Over time, some of the biggest developments have come at the expense of big risks. Being able to step forward in bold motion is the mark of a true leader. For all the qualities that define us and make us unique, one universal truth that unites us is our desire for a successful and happy life. Therefore, I ask you all today to be aware of your peers, for the smallest actions create the biggest impacts. Today is not the day to be concerned with our past mistakes or failures. Today it is of the utmost importance to remember that we define who we are, and we are to control our reality. Kumail Nanjiani once said, "You can go slow. Allow your dreams and goals to change, but live an intentional life." My message to my classmates is simple. It is okay for your goals to change, but never give up on your purpose or passion. Regardless of the different pathways we take once we leave here today, we each have the power to make that distinct difference in the world. I thank you all for the opportunity to be standing up here today. My 4 years at North Surry High School have been a highlight of my life, and I'm ever so grateful to have shared that journey with all of you. Take care and may the road rise to meet you all.
Thank you, James. At this time, we bestow upon these seniors a token of their achievement that is one of the most important documents to be received during their lifetime, their high school diploma. It certifies that they have successfully completed 13 years of school. Their graduation from high school signifies a new beginning of their lives in a time of rejoicing and celebration. The faculty and staff of North Surry offer our sincere congratulations to these graduates and wish you continued success in the years to come. Would the class of 2021 please stand? As your diplomas are conferred, it is the right that we make a final request to you to publicly affirm your determination to forever honor the ideals of your school. Will the class of 2021 please repeat this pledge after me? Mindful of my responsibilities of American citizenship, I pledge myself to hold my diploma as a sacred trust, to strive to bring honor to myself and to my school, through honest work and service to my fellow man. You may be seated. At this time, Mr. Michael Bodner and Mr. Heath Foster will begin the presentation of diplomas.
Meg Riley Adams. Emily Grace Akers. Victoria Cheyenne Andre. Megan Ashley Angel. Kelly Cheyenne Atkins. Gerardo Angel Avila. Jesse Brian Avila. Mackenzie Lee Bear. Campbell Jackson Beck. Trevor Allen Barrier. Hunter Lee Billings. Jaden Van Billings. Logan Christopher Billings. Kendall Brooke Bolden. Morgan Kate Brown. Zachary Jared Bryant. Jake Nicholas Bullen. Casey Andrew Bunn. Ian Andrew Burcham. Hayden Brad Burkhart. Emma Nicole Burnett.
Let's go, Emma!
Leah Grace Kane. Christian Sun Callow. Alexander Glenn Chavez. Logan Daniel Kane Cheek. Jason Tyler Choplin. Cameron Blake Collins. Madeline Grace Combs Marshall. Jade Elizabeth Connor. Julissa Marcella Cortez. Devin John Cowan. Alexis Brianna Craddock. Madeline Ruth Creed. Emma Grace Kraus. Caitlin Marie Davis. Haley Jade Dickerson. Brandon Brian Dizon. Kanan Elise Dollyhigh. Cassidy Lee Dollyheight. Justin Jair Dominguez. Kaylee Brooke Dorsett. Caleb Garrett Doss. Abigail Grace Drone. Hunter Lee Dunbar. Haley Renee Dykes. Levi Chance Easter. Madison Brooke Easter. Autumn Rose Edwards. Wyatt Austin Edwards. Azenith Sitlali Espinoza Ortiz. Jonathan Uriel Flores. Carly Rose Freeman. Delaney Hope Folk. Kaya Nevea Chantal Galloway. Bellamy Sage Gallion. Martin Garcia Mendoza. Bianca Chevelli Garcia. Faith Marie Gentry. Kayla Rachel Goins. Lacey Amelia Goins. Katie Leanne Golding. William Gonzalez Lopez. Tyler Parker Grant. Gavin Allen Gray. McCain Alexander Griffith. Natalia Sueli Guerrero Juarez. Summer Iris Gunter. Valerie Starr Harris. Sharon Levon Harrison. Landon Ryan Hawks. William Isaiah Hayes. Christopher Trey Haynes. Landon Christopher Hyatt. Mark Bradley Hicks. Cayman McDowell Hodges. Ariel Maurice Hooker. Catherine Louise Hooker. Alex Marie Horton. Riley Winston Jenkins. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the class of 2021 valedictorian, Mr. James Carey Jessup. James has a weighted 4.7959 GPA, the highest of the entire senior graduating class. Congratulations to James for his accomplishment.
Emily Jaden Johnson. Leah Jacqueline Johnson. Thomas Andrew Johnson. Emily Caroline Jones. Justin Juarez Martinez. Madison Lynn Mickey. Kaylee Danielle King. Richard Garrett Lawson. Jocelyn Dove Long. Jacob Bruce Wayne Lowe. Justin Kenneth Wayne Lowe. Natalie Jo Lowe. Joshua David Maldonado. Adam Christopher Martin. Melody Faith Martin. Yair Martinez Guarneros. Thomas Blake McCormick. Samson Luke McMillan. Isaac Franklin McMillan. And now we have Miss Madison Lynn Mickey, who completed her state-required 28 credits for high school in 3 years. Caroline Rain Mills. Lisbeth Monroy Mojica. Ty Hasten Montgomery. Dallas Kaylee Moore. Elijah Oliver Moore. Alter Leanne Morgan. Madison Grace Murphy. Connor Gavin Nichols. Madison Paige Nichols. McKinley Beamer Nixon. Christian Gray Noisy. Aaron Brooke O'Neill. Andrea Marie Palmer. Christopher Noah Parker. Alton Ryan Parsons. Kaylee Brene Paul. Holly Noel Phillips. Ansley Renee Puckett. Toby Stephen Piles. Haley Jade Ramos. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the class of 2021 salutatorian. I've said that word 3 times in my life. Mr. Isaac Wade Riggs. Isaac has a weighted GPA of 4.725, the second highest in the entire senior graduating class. Congratulations to Isaac for his accomplishments. Caleb Christopher Riggs. Abigail Ann Roberts. Shelby Elaine Roberts. Enrique Sanchez Olvera. Michael Shane Center. Cherokee Meadow Sexton. Jessica Irene Shelnut. Sydney Sue-Ann Chenault. William J. Chenault. Tristan Skylar Shore. Natalie Elise Slate. Ty Lee Smith. Isaac Ezra Montgomery Stanley. Madison Faith Stockman. Carson Alexander Sweeney. Emily Catherine Tate. Kimberly Irene Tate. Courtney Elizabeth Thomas. Haley Nicole Thomas. Megan Alice Thompson. Justin Logan Tickle. Savannah Dorothy Truitt. Arturo Valle. Luis Fernando Valle. Lakin Renee Vernon. Taylor Kathleen Vernon. Luther Preston Wagner. Nathan York Whitaker. Jesse Gray Willard. Casey Renee Wills. Aiden Scott Wilson. Santana Dean Wilson. Caitlin Anastasia Wixon. Tanner Reed Woods. Mackenzie Aaron Yoder. Amelia Kate York. And Mr. Hunter McKinley York.
On July the 31st, 2019, the class of 2021 learned Miss Kaylee Jean Akers was involved in a horrific accident. Due to the injuries sustained in the accident, Kaylee is not able to continue her high school journey. We miss seeing her smiling face and her positive attitude. She has many friends that will always cherish her. Although she has not been able to be a part of our lives at North Surry, she continues to impact us. Her classmates, teachers, and our entire Greyhound family remember her daily. She will never be forgotten. At this time, I'd like for her family to come forward to accept an honorary diploma for Miss Kaylee Jean Akers. Brady Sizemore was a 7th grade student at Gentry Middle School where he held a passion for basketball and golf. Since a small child, Brady's heart desire was to become a United States Marine. Brady's love for his country and military was far beyond his years. At the young age of 13, Brady passed away tragically on May 28th of 2016. Brady was loving, kind-hearted, caring, generous, and full of life, and had a huge circle of friends. Although he has left this world, he continues to impact our lives daily. His classmates, teachers, and our entire Greyhound family will never forget how he has touched our lives. At this time, I would like for the family to come forward to accept an honorary diploma for Mr. Brady Sizemore. Brady and Haley will forever remain in our hearts because once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound. Will the members of the class of 2021 please stand? The Surry County Board of Education and the faculty and staff of North Surry High School charge you to forever conduct yourself in a manner that will bring honor to yourself and to your school. It is our hope that as you leave this school, you will take on a new determination to respect the ideals of loyalty, honesty, truth, and justice that you have acquired here. Based on the authority given to me by the Surry County Board of Education and the state of North Carolina, I declare the class of 2021 to be duly graduated. Congratulations. Marshals, if you will please take your post. Once our seniors have exited the stadium, we'll release in sections. So if you'll please be patient, we will release in sections to make sure that we have our social distancing protocols in place to ensure your safety.